Breaking news, Michael Cohen postponing his testimony before the House Oversight Committee due to threats from the president, among others. This is from Lanny Davis, Cohen's attorney. Quote, Mr. Cohen volunteered to testify before the House Oversight Committee on February 7th due to ongoing threats against his family from President Trump and Mr. Giuliani as recently as this weekend, as well as Mr. Cohen's continued cooperation with ongoing investigations. By advice of counsel, Mr. Cohen's appearance will be postponed to a later date. Mr. Cohen wishes to thank Chairman Cummings for allowing him to appear before the House Oversight Committee and looks forward to testifying at the appropriate time. This is a time where Mr. Cohen had to put his family and their safety first. That is the statement. Let's go now to Michael Smerconish. What's your reaction to that?
It would have been high on theatrics, Brianna. I don't know if it had transpired as planned or if it ever takes out that it would be all that substantive, but it'd be much-watched television, that's for sure. I'm more surprised by the stated rationale. I'm more surprised by the threats against the family than I am that this was looked at with displeasure, perhaps by the investigators, not just Mueller, but also the Southern District, who continue to look at the administration. So that's really the only surprise to me, was the explanation given as to why it would be postponed.
So you would want to know more about that, obviously. But when you look at the issue of the ongoing investigations, I mean, this is a real issue, right? Where there are a lot of things that Michael Cohen would not be able to talk about, and it would be very difficult to navigate that, presumably. But you know, if you were his lawyer, how would you have advised him?
Well, if I were the United States Attorney for the Southern District of New York, slightly different answer than you're seeking from me, I would not want him to testify because this is an active investigation. I think that if I were Robert Mueller and the special counsel's office, I probably would not want this spectacle to unfold. I wouldn't want Michael Cohen's moment in the sun until after we've put forth our respective reports or report and have had our word on this, because otherwise I think that it might be something that gives up information as to an area of our inquiry that the public is not yet in the loop on.
All right, Michael, if you can stand by for me, I want to bring in Manu Raju. He's on the Hill. Manu, are lawmakers reacting to this? What's going on?
Well, this just broke, so we're trying to get to the key lawmakers. But I had been speaking to the Democrats who have been eager to talk to Michael Cohen, both in an open session and a private session, including Elijah Cummings. I asked him about some of these comments that the president had made about Michael Cohen's father-in-law, about Michael Cohen himself ahead of that testimony. And Cummings had some strong words just a few days ago telling me that the president should not be intimidating any witness coming before Congress, suggesting that this essentially is against the law. You can't do that to witnesses who are providing this kind of testimony. And over the weekend, we heard Rudy Giuliani reference Michael Cohen's father-in-law, make accusations that there could be ties to organized crime. All of that really unnerved Democrats here on Capitol Hill, worried that they would not be able to speak with Michael Cohen. And Brianna, Republicans on this same House Oversight Committee had met with Michael Cohen's attorney, Lanny Davis, and they said, according to their meeting, that Michael Cohen didn't really want to testify. They said that it was Davis who was pushing for Michael Cohen to come forward, and they said that they were told that Cohen would not be able to testify about a range of topics under investigation by the Southern District of New York, including the president being implicated in federal crimes involving those hush money payments, as well as the Trump Tower Moscow projects, which appeared to be part of the Mueller investigation. They suggested all that would not be part of the testimony. Now, Democrats, Cummings told me yesterday that they were still having discussions about the scope of the Cohen testimony. So as of last night, Democrats still expected Cohen to come forward. So his decision to delay his testimony amid concerns about threats to his family after the president's comments and about Giuliani's comments, clearly a surprise here on Capitol Hill. And they'll have to decide whether they can still get him either in an open session or a closed session before he heads to jail in March.